All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah.
We are
Wilder
back.
Minds.
Yep.
This is episode 9 of the Dropped series.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you got?
It's hard to believe we've already ripped through. This will be the 9th episode.
Yeah,
So,
episode 9.
Yep.
We'll be running an airing this week.
Yep.
And something happens this week. Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
What happens?
Nothing. No, we finally find a way to pull it all together.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we were in camp. We were in camp 4 for just a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we had to go, and we get up in the morning. We shoot some journals, and then we hit the river.
Yep.
And we 50 miles to extraction from camp 4, and the goal was just to see something, get something, make something happen, and take it away.
it happened. I think, well, the first thing we hit the river, and we were all excited, at least I was anyway, to check out Mountain Pop.
That was a big thing too. Like
yeah.
I wanted to get there because I wanted to see what we were missing. Like I wanted to climb up, look back, and be like,
Yep.
what did we not see?
Yep.
But then that obviously
Got the Mountain Pop, and it was washed out.
it was
Mountain
completely
Pop-
washed out with
Yeah.
giant
Explain what Mountain
boulders.
Pop
It would have
is.
taken us another 2 hours on our trip just to get to where we wanted to go. So that didn't
Yep,
work.
I was already wadered up, and I didn't feel like sweating in the
Yeah,
waders. So Mountain Pop is a spot from the very first time we ever floated this river, way back when. We climbed up there, and we were just sitting there glassing. I mean, it's an unbelievable vantage point, like a phenomenal view. We climbed up, and we're glassing, and I don't know if anybody out there's ever seen the movie The Other Guys, but in The Other Guys, Will Ferrell does an office pop. They talk him into doing an office pop. So he fires his pistol in the office. I thought it was a real thing. Is it not a real thing? So anyway, I was sitting behind the guys when we were up on Mountain Pop, and I just pulled my 10 millimeter out and gave her a rip. And
Mountain Pop.
gave you guys a little surprise, a little Mountain Pop.
Yeah. And everybody did a little partake.
Everybody got excited.
Yeah. Peggy bucked and almost knocked Jason off the mountain.
Yeah.
One-handed.
The old
One-handed almost split him in the nose. When
Such
it
a
came
bold
back.
move trying to shoot that gun one-handed.
Big forearms. Small hands, big forearms.
Farmer,
CeeLo Green.
forearms.
Good for throwing hay.
Yeah, the hay thrower.
No, that was disappointing though because when we were at camp, we made a conscious decision to stop before Mountain Pop, but we could see it. Like we could see the mountain, so we were like, and that's like we knew that elevation. So that morning I was like, I can't wait to get over there. I want to climb up, and I was prepared to be like, oh, they're right over XYZ. They're right over there, and so we're just gonna camp right here, like half a mile from where we were, and we're gonna go. And then we got there, and the boulders, the slide out, the washout.
Yeah.
There's just no way to get up there. I mean, there was.
Had
but
we had
you-
more,
You needed
We had more
hours.
time. But you know what? We need, if we get back there, we need to go up there because I was looking at footage today. We were doing some throwback vintage reels, and I got into that raw footage, like out of the EX1 from 2011, and I'm looking at you guys glassing from the top of there, just over your shoulder. You can see everything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see Camp 4. You can see every little ditch, every little
You can see all the way down there to
every
the
little
rock garden.
oxbow, there was little pond. You could see everything.
That is the picture that I showed you
Yes.
last episode. Like, that's what I've been staring at for all these years. Like, this is where we got to go.
It is so good. I mean, I don't know if we got maybe 100 feet of elevation, maybe a little more. We got up there though. I mean,
we were
wasn't.
up
We
there.
weren't just a little ways up. We were on that shelf
Yeah, we were up there.
of rock, and we were sitting there. But it's just such a rare opportunity to get that close to the river and to get so much elevation, and to think about having that opportunity next time. We got to get it. We got to get up.
So I think in that spot, the way to go, obviously we have where we camped in camp. Was it Camp 4? Yeah, Camp 4, which is phenomenal. But to scoot down and then camp on the inside of that bend.
Around that. Yep.
Yep, we get around there and camp right there on the inside. Obviously, we have to scoot across to get the elevation, but that is what it is. I'd rather have to scoot across, 50 feet.
Oh,
of
you're
river.
saying on river left.
Yes.
Yeah, I
we're
agree
going
with
down
you.
inside river left.
Inside river left, and
Directly
then
across from.
and then you're on the point basically there where you can still hunt Camp 4 if you needed to.
Yep,
like
you
you
still
can
get
still
up
actually
there if
get
you
up
had
You
there.
can
to.
see way down river,
Yeah.
like even farther, like
Yeah.
a quarter of a mile or a half mile down.
Yeah.
But when you gain that elevation, you're looking all the way back to Camp 4. You're looking all the way down that way. And you can, like you were saying, Jay, all those oxbows that wind back through there, like you can see into them from up on Mountain Pop. So.
Well, and the good thing too is like if you're there, like you're really only hunting, like you're not hunting Mountain Pop because it's right against, like you're not hunting moose coming off mountain.
No,
like, so you're basically you're able to just really concentrate on the left and then use the right to get that elevation. So
all the calling and everything goes out that way. You know,
it'd be incredible. I mean, we need to if we make it without killing a bull to that point.
Yeah, it would be one of those spots where we have the chance of getting like that long distance, see him way out there and watch him come. No matter how long it takes him to get to us, but we should be, one of those. I've seen moose hunts like that where guys have done, and it's like, man, he sees his bull coming for a mile. Yeah. We'd be able to do it from that spot.
Well, in both trips that we've hit that section, we have not given it more than like Mountain Pop year. We went right through it. So we never even hunted it. This year we had a day and a half to hunt it. There's no question that flat where we were at that section is days on end. I don't, in that area right there, it's like we're here and we gotta get in there and plant.
And do you remember in 2011, just above Mountain Pop, we stopped up there on one of those old oxbows in those dried up channels because there was a wallow. There was a moose.
We could smell it from the river.
We were coming down river, and all of us, I think at the same time, were like,
I believe that's why we got to Mountain Pop to look back.
To see what we could see
because we hit that wallow. And that was like ripe. I mean, it was fresh.
When we got down from Mountain Pop, the next clip on the camera was the Grizz. Remember the Grizz that was on the river right there? That was literally 200 yards downriver from Mountain Pop.
Oh, no
shit. It was the very next clip. Yep, it was right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's game rich. We saw all the tracks in the mud, in the gravel. It was tore up in there. So that's I think that's like A1 spot, next year.
Yep, we got to do it.
Yeah,
we didn't climb up it this year. Had we had more time, we would have gone up there. But we just
it really was like, I mean, when you looked at it, we both said, okay, this is an hour up, and I mean, and at this point, like now we're planning on hunting while floating, where when we were up above, we were moving. Like, so we were yes, you're hunting always, but like we were moving and grooving, rowing, trying to get. We were barely even putting the oars in the water. It was like, we need to make as much time as possible and stop and check and stop and check and stop and check. And so when we looked at it, we're like, man, this could take a long time. And we didn't have hours to burn that day.
And thank God we didn't go up there, because if we would have, this next thing might not have happened.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's, for how long at least in my mind, you always have this vision of like, man, we're floating, we're quiet, it's calm, like we're going to come around a bend and any minute now, I'm going to see a bull. I don't know if it's a moose or a bull caribou, but I'm going to see a bull, and holy shit, we finally saw it.
It was so funny.
It finally happened.
Well, we had just stopped. There's like a big marsh off to the right that we just wanted to check. So we just stopped there. And that felt super moosey. Super. I mean, it was like we were just in a different. None of us really said anything. It was quiet. We were like very, I don't know, it felt different, right? Like we were in some territory where really wasn't much being said. It was just we did our thing, and then we're like, all right, let's get down. And we pushed off and started to come around that bend, and it was just weird because on the right side there's the white, but it wasn't shaping up because it was just enough in the timber, like in the brush there, where when you said that, you're like, is that like what? Hey, on the right, and I'm looking at it, and then I can glass because I just come off the oars, and I'm like, it is a caribou, and he was laying there, and I'm like, the first thing I thought, like, oh great, like this is a dead caribou, or like I just didn't know what it was because we couldn't see it. Then I saw him turn his head, and I'm like, oh, he's fine, he's just spent. And sure enough, man, like it happened just like that. But we went into mode after that.
Yeah. Well,
we went into mode.
Went into fly fishing mode. Yeah. Not gonna lie. I went into hex water trout fishing. Here we go. That's, I don't know. It's just where my head went.
Yeah. Well, and I was on the front of the boat.
Muscle memory.
I grabbed the rifle. I kept it right here on the back. I remember I slung it over, and the Model 70's up, but he's doing, because you're going backwards, and I'm going, you just got to get to shore. And I already turned around, and you were already back rowing, just like literally like we were getting on a big brown trout. And I was like, just get me to shore where there's something I can get steady. And he wasn't going anywhere at that time. He didn't even know we were there. He was just kind of laying in the brush, and I'm like, it's over.
It was such a when you look at something, and it's hard to explain. You guys know what it's like because you've done it. But when it's like being in a deer stand and you look at something and you're like, that's out of place.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense. What is that? Why is that such a clean, crisp line? You know what I mean? There's just something about it. So as we came around there, I was looking at that and I'm like, that's a giant white rock, but there's no giant white rocks like that.
Yeah.
You know, like we'd have seen 100 of them by now. So it just, I knew there was something there, right? But with naked eye, it's hard to tell. And he was tucked in the, he had like tag holders and shit in front of him. So
I think there's just something about that day. I think we all, each of you guys in front of the camera separately mentioned we're going to, you know, like we want to roll, be great if we rolled up on something around the corner. And Louis and I hadn't had both of our cameras out at the same time when we were on the water, just because it was pretty good rapids. The chance of, you know, you really only need one camera to document the river story.
the river part, yeah.
And so, but that day I said, hey, get the batteries, get them ready. Like we're going to have 2 cameras ready. If we roll around that corner and it's going to happen, we need to have stuff ready because it's going to happen fast. And we need 2 camera angles for this. Sure enough, man, like it's like once you guys, I look back and I remember Casey's face like, hey, you know, you're pointing.
Yeah.
And we just went whoop. We grabbed the cameras. We just kind of got to the edge of the shore. We just filmed everything from the raft.
Yeah.
And I said, Louis, stay on the guys. I'll stay on the caribou because I will not flinch. You are a flincher. I am not a flincher.
No flinch.
Louis flinches. And we didn't have tripods.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
I remember looking back, like as we got to the edge, you were getting ready to get out, and I'm like, it is so deep right there.
So
like,
deep.
Do not go. Like it was like
I put the oar down and it went all the way past the oar.
I'm like, do not try and jump out right there. And I turned around to see where you guys were, and when I looked back, you were both already like locked in. I was like, holy shit, here we go.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And when I got to shore, I literally, it was so perfect because I got about 3 to 4 feet up.
Yep.
And when I sat down, I sunk in mud. Everything sunk like right in the mud. So I was about as locked in.
Shooting off a
pillow.
pillow.
Like literally it was just like zoop, and I sunk in and I was like, oh, we're dialed. Yeah. And I hadn't even really, I saw the buoy in my binos and knew it was a bull. But it wasn't until I put down on that lure pole and went all the way down, and I went, oh, I'm like, he's actually a damn good looking bull too. Yeah. Like I looked at him and I was like, I literally come down his neck and he was laying and he was just kind of looking around. I'm like, this is over. I'm not even, there's no, are you standing up? This is like, and he just put his head down. Boop, he just went to sleep.
And caribou are the weakest animals in North America.
They are. I thought something was wrong with this boo. It was nothing wrong with the boo. It's just an old boo that was just laying there. Like originally, I'm like, oh man, here we go again. Like,
I feel like you could just
the wounded. Yeah,
like feigning, like the feigning goats. We were watching the Outdoor Channel the other day. It was someone was hunting caribou, and Darcy was sitting next to me. I said, "You watch this caribou. He was going to get shot with a rifle. Won't take a step. I promise.
Yeah,
they never run.
No,
they're just. I don't know what it is if they put so much energy into their migration.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, I'm done.
Yeah, they got the
I've
weakness.
got enough for the migration. I don't have enough for lead.
He just put his head down. Boop.
He did.
Yeah, went to sleep.
I feel like if you miss him, you could kill him.
Yeah,
like literally when they're like, ooh, shit.
Scare them to death.
It's over. Yeah, they're wussies, but they're badass animals.
What I didn't see it at the time because I was locked into the binos looking at the bull when you shot. But in the footage I saw it is the bald eagle.
I didn't see that either until the footage.
I didn't see it till the footage. And then when I looked at the shot goes off and I was like, oh, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, I never saw that.
That dude was waiting to get him a meal too.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Like that's what he was there for.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
He was there waiting for a grizzly or something to kill that.
Yeah.
That
Well, he was the
bull.
last caribou, and again, hundreds and hundreds of caribou went through in the prior week before we got down there. He was the last one. Now, he was old. Don't know if he was just exhausted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
he had a little
gimp.
Yeah, a little.
It's like he got a stick in the leg or something.
Stick or something maybe, but
Like
he wasn't
just enough to slow him up.
Enough to slow him up.
And he was definitely old because on his left side, he's cleaned off. Like he had, he had no, tines on the one side, so he was definitely an old bull. But I can tell you what, he tasted damn good.
Oh man!
But the fact that he was on the river, if we back up before we get to actually eating him, the fact that he was on the river like that, and it was a clean, like like where we skinned this thing out and like we're able to lay it out on the rocks and just boom, 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 boom. And we went to work, man. I mean, it's like we do what we got to do for the show, but then everybody knows their roles and it's just game on. And I think from the time that we saw him to the time that we loaded the boat was like 2 hours.
So on your
Is
watch,
that right?
it's funny, on your watch in the footage, I think it was 1:58 is when we started to get into him.
Yeah.
And I think by the time everything was cleaned up, packed, we were on the water on the river by 4.
Okay, so
Like
yeah.
it was 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
It was 2 hours.
And that's
exactly.
filming and everything.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's
all
not just-
field dress, and it was
said
about 2
I mean, that
hours.
could be a half hour if you guys got right after it and got it done. But, obviously we got photography. We got, some creative art shots and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, we knew we had to make it happen fast because we were trying to get to Prayer Point, and we knew Prayer Point was, at least 15 to 20 miles downriver.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. What a surprise.
I don't know about you guys, but that caribou, we've killed other caribou on trips, but that caribou next to Maniac, that one is the most meaningful for me.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I literally, like, at one point I got emotional. I was like,
all did.
I can't believe
We all
that this
did.
went down. You know, just the way it happened, the whole, like, it was awesome.
You carry so much pressure, I think, not because you need a, quote, kill for a story, but it is. You do. It's the climax, the culmination of all the work, but it also brings in such a different part of the story too. It's meat care. It's now we get to eat. We actually get to eat the meat. It's the full circle moment where, you want that to happen, and when that came to fruition, and we're out there, and you guys have you have a conversation over the bowl. Yeah, you slowly walk into some emotional conversations, and Chris started to get a little emotional, and we all did, because it's weird, man. When you're out there, you're kind of stripped of anything else but that trip. There's no other emotions that you carry with you except for you're so involved and immersed in the story. Like on a regular day, if we just got back from work and went out back and shot a caribou, we shot a caribou.
Yeah.
But man, it means so much more there.
I think I equate it, the closest feeling I've ever had to that feeling would be like as a hockey player being in the playoffs and then winning the big game. Like when it happens, there's just this like this release of just emotion, like holy shit, we did it. It's no different. That's the closest thing for me.
I agree. I mean, I didn't even know my tear ducts worked, and standing out there, like, it's usually I'll cry at America's Got Talent, the Golden Buzzer, that gets me every time, and then Star Spangled Banner gets me every time. And veterans coming home. When the veterans come home to the airport, those are about the 3 times. Other than that, I'm like, that hit me out there. It hit me like it hit me when you shot your sheep in the Yukon. And I was next to you when you shot it. Like, because of the work that you put in, it was a sheep, right? But it was like, I let out emotion. It's built up. And it was the same thing. Like, I had to step away for a second because it's coming no matter what I'm going to try to do. Stop. It's like, this is coming. I got to get this out. And it is, it's respect, I think, is a lot to do with it. Like, so grateful for the fact that now we have meat, now we have this caribou, and forever, like, when I look at that guy, whether he's in the barn or he's up on the wall or he's whatever, like, I have those memories. We have like everything just like, and it's a release. And it's hard to explain unless you're that many days deep, that many days without a shower, without food, without the things, the trials and the tribulations, the rowing, and how many times we've said, man, I just wish that we could come around the bend, and then that day it happened for us. And it was like, there it is. Like, we got one. So.
I think there's pride too. Like, you're just proud of the team. That we executed it, that we stuck to our guns, and that we were ready, and that we never lost focus on what could happen.
Right.
We could have easily had cameras stashed deep. We could have been digging for them, and you guys could have been waiting, and that bull could have gotten walked. You could have missed. The rifle could have been, not maintained properly, and a million other things. But you prepare for that moment and you're ready for it. And then when you execute it, you get on shore and you get the shots. I look at Louis, he's getting the right shots. I'm getting the right shots. And when you wrap up a part of the story like that, there's so much relief too. And I think that's part of it.
I think the preparation side is huge. Going back to sports, right? Prepare like you're the starter.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, you think about just something as simple as it's so easy when you're tired to get a little lackadaisical, kind of let your guard down a little bit, but something as simple as the placement of the rifle in the raft, right?
Yep.
If you added up all the days that we've been on the river over our entire careers that we've been doing this, it's hundreds of days. We've never had to pull that rifle and shoot an animal from the raft.
Yep.
But that son of a bitch goes in the same spot every time, just in case.
Every time.
I mean, and that speaks to just the preparation. Same with the cameras, right? Yep. Like the preparation is, let's have both ready. We're getting down to the wire. This is how it could go down. And if it does, it's going to be quick. When you put that kind of energy and effort into every single day, and then it pays off. That's why I compare it to like playoffs, because it's a buildup, right? Yep. It's a buildup of how many times have we prepared and holy shit, it just went down. That's the release of just, man, this is what a feeling.
Yep.
There is nothing that compares to our military and the preparedness that they do, like as a SEAL team and all that. But I can tell you right now, it was like the SEAL Team 6 at Camera Crew when that shit happened. That's the only comparison I have is not one of us said a word.
Not one word.
It was nothing but like 3 hand gestures as if it was I only know Marines, so I don't know Army. So it was just straight up like we did little hand gestures and it was like everything was done. And then there was no questions.
I looked at Louis. I just pointed to you guys and said, stay on him.
And I just looked. I looked
Did you
over.
use that voice?
When I jumped out, you can see me look back at you. I see that you're dialed. I look at him. He's everything went and that all happened in 1 minute. No one said a word. No one had to do anything. Everybody got their stuff done, and it was like, and then boom, and that is when it was like, okay, now we can celebrate, and that comes off. It's like it's real because we practice that every day. I mean, we always talk about it like, hey, if he comes in, like you're always preparing for what we're going to do, and that was another case of that. So
and I think too, like again today, it's sheer joy, and we're around each other every single day, pretty much 365, and there are like a handful of moments in our lives where I remember like pure joy. That we've had with not thinking about business, not thinking about bills, not thinking about anything. It's simply we're out there and we got something done, and it's like sheer joy, sheer relief. Nothing else in that moment mattered. And I was looking today, both of your bull kills from Prayer Point season 1, put it real together, but the pure joy that you had when Chris shot that first bull. I swear to this day, I've never seen that from you ever like
really?
that. I'm not kidding you. It was incredible, but it only happens in sports or in a situation like this where you just completely not lose your mind. It's just, it was relief, pure joy. And it's cool to see that and to know that we have something in our lives that can do that for us, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
point.
what hunting does, man.
Yep.
Because it's not a celebration of death of the animal. That's not what it is. People mistake that. They think that you're celebrating the fact that you killed that animal, and that is not the truth.
Yep.
We are celebrating the fact that we earned the right to take that animal. We put ourselves in the position, and then that we earned it. Like that's what I'm not celebrating the fact that that animal's dead.
No.
I am very, very respectful of the fact that animal's going to give back to us, but holy shit, man, it's the earning the right to be there and what it takes. And that's the emotion that's coming out, the celebration for me.
I've always thought that's one of the most misunderstood things in the world is when people see us celebrate the minute we knock an animal down, they think that that's it.
They think that we're
They're
celebrating.
like, they're celebrating. They killed that thing. Nope.
It's not true.
You couldn't be further from the truth.
Nope.
I'm celebrating all the hard work, energy, effort, teamwork, camaraderie, planning, preparation, all the shit that went into that moment, right? I don't glorify what we do. We kill animals. That's what we do, right? I mean,
Part of a hunter.
yeah, it's part of what we do. But I have the utmost respect for the animal, for the meat, for what it's going to do for us after the fact. And And I've always thought about that. That is a giant misunderstanding that's out there. So, and I think it paints us in a bad light.
Yeah, for sure. And it's easy for people to point to those moments and make that point.
Yep.
In without context, you can't argue it.
You can't. Yeah.
People that don't understand it, like, oh yeah, they're a dead animal and they're smiling and laughing.
Yep.
They're excited.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
No,
they don't.
No, it's different. It's just it's earning it. It's the memory. And it happens like with as little as a turkey. With turkey season's coming up here, a great roost hunt with 5 guys and all of our buddies all hanging, sitting in the woods, and that happens. There's 5 guys jump up and celebrate. It has nothing to do with the fact that we just killed that turkey. Yeah, it's the fact that there are 5 of us, and did you see that? And we have those memories in our mind. That's the first thing we're saying. No one says like, it's did you see him do X? When he came out, it's all and immediately everything's going back.
Yep.
At Keefer Brothers, our mission is to pass on what the wild has taught us. Every single step into the wild tells a story, and we've spent years capturing those moments in the rawest way possible. So if you're not afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and you want to go further and live the kind of life that most people only talk about, be sure to visit KeeferBrothers.com. Whether you're there for the stories, the skills, or the connection, everything lives at KeeferBrothers.com and the all-new companion app.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. A guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here.
For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. When you're miles from help, second chances don't exist. That's why we shoot Rage broadheads. Massive cutting diameter, field point accuracy, and devastating results when it matters most. Hunt with Rage.
Yeah, I don't know that there's many things outside of sports that can give you that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, even the birth of your child, you're extremely happy, and there's like, you can't explain it, but I'm not sharing it with with
Yeah.
a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
different. It's a completely different deal.
In my case, I almost blacked out in the operating room, so that's a story for another day.
What was the part that made you black out?
When they pulled her guts out.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, that would be the second time I blacked out in an operating room. So
Tell us.
No, we're gonna get in the regular rhythm. I need.
This isn't the time or
40
place for
minutes.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into the regular rhythm of Wilder Minds, and I'm gonna tell that story because I need 35 minutes to tell that story.
Yep,
that is one of the greatest stories of all time.
remember that.
Remember that. It's coming in a couple episodes from now. We'll get back in the rhythm.
Colonel Sanders, the hip surgeon.
Yeah, the hip surgeon. Yeah,
It's a story for another time.
Nubs McGee.
I'll even tell you this. Yeah, when we get back to the rhythm, I'll fill you in on the C-section story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get into it.
It was quite something. But yeah, to your point, like I wasn't in there like selling with the doctor. You know what I mean? I was like nurse, like well done. You know, like, no, it's just not.
Dapping it up. Come here, doc. Shaking hands.
Selfies.
No.
Boom.
No, never happens.
No stick taps in the OR.
No.
So, all right. So the caribou is shot. We laid down the footage, and now it's time to Cape Quarter. Walk us through the steps in the process for you guys. What's the most important part of, getting the cape off the right way, the meat? And I know you brought a new element into the equation to keep the meat clean this year. Talk through just that, because it's, it's an important part in being out there. You have to know how to do it right.
Yeah.
To maintain that.
Yeah, for us, I think it comes down to everything's meat first, at least for me. I know it is for you guys too. This is just how we do it, but it's all about breaking the animal down for the meat, trying to salvage every single scrap of meat that we could possibly salvage. And so we've been doing this together so long, it's just an unspoken thing. Yeah. Everybody grabs their gear. You guys grab cameras and we grab knives and just we go to town. And, the first thing that you've got to do is you got to get the meat cool as quick as you can. So that involves getting that cape off as quickly as you can, but you got to keep it clean. And so, I mean, I've seen a lot of guys get capes off quickly, but there's hair all over the meat and there's just dirt and shit everywhere. You got to get it cool. You got to keep it clean. You got to keep it dry. Those three things are kind of in the top of my mind, and that really determines what we do first and how.
Yeah. And with a caribou, you're lucky because you can maneuver them a little bit, right? They're big animals, but you can, moose is different.
So just for people that have never seen one, bigger than a whitetail, smaller than an elk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like right.
Yeah,
right
it was
in the
funny.
middle.
I was actually talking to Darcy about this, because she said, "Man, caribou are huge." I'm like, "They're not really.
Yeah.
They're like they are between. I think quite a bit smaller than an elk. They're all legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a hind quarter of a caribou is 50 pounds, 60 pounds, maybe."
Yeah. I'd say safe to say halfway,
With bone in?
between a whitetail, a good mature whitetail, and an elk.
Yeah.
That's
I think
kind of where I figured.
that's perfect. Yep.
And when I say they're maneuverable, like when they fall, you have a chance, two of us, to grab a leg, move them to where you need to. Like when a moose goes down, that's
Where it's
You're
at.
doing what you're doing right there.
You're gonna try. I mean, you can flip them and you can do that, but it's not like you're gonna drag him out in the open and say, well, let's just move him over here and get it. I mean, with a caribou, you got an opportunity. Luckily, he just rested. He was in the picture position, basically, just laying there. So we're able to kind of roll him over, and it's what position is he laying in, and what's gonna be the cleanest way. I think that's what we always are focused on: the cleanest way to get this meat off, because you don't have the luxury all the time of the river right there, right? You're in the muskeg. We've done it far off before, but it really is about one side, keeping one side dry. And then once all the meat is off the one side, then it's a matter of like, now we're going to flip them onto there so that side doesn't matter, and then start to work back and then go head off after that. But I mean, there's a method to the mayhem for sure. And we've talked through it.
And everybody's got their own little nuances.
Sure.
Like some guys that when they're out there, they don't like to gut them. They like to go in and try to take the tenders out from the top side, right? So that they don't have to worry about getting into the guts and everything else. And to me, that just comes down to personal preference. Like, if you can get the guts out without popping them and contaminating anything, take the guts out.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of the last. You peeled everything off. Now you got to get the ribs. So from there, for me, it's like it's such an easy cut to just boop, the guts are out. Now you got full access to the ribs. And hatchet or saw, whatever you're going to use to get those out. And then those tenders are just sitting there, and oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. I said it in this episode and I'll stand by it. I don't know that there's a better meat than caribou. I've had sheep, which is amazing, not goat. I'm going to clarify that shit. Sheep is amazing, not goat. Caribou is, to me, the best and probably equivalent, if not better than elk. When it comes to like wild game.
I think it's better.
I do too.
I like it better than moose.
I mean, it's
Never had
reindeer.
anything better.
It's reindeer. I mean, I don't think there's a better thing than caribou. And you cannot replicate whatever that shit that is. That we cook it right there on the fire. I don't care where you go, what 5-star restaurant you're ever going to go to. You will never replicate what it tastes like right there on the side of the road.
I can say if we had good whitetail up there,
Yeah.
and cooked it the same way, it would be very close.
Yeah.
It's got the same qualities of good venison, like whitetail venison.
But there's just like zero game. Like
Zero game?
sometimes you'll get a whitetail that has a little bit of that venison. I mean, I don't know that I've had caribou.
That's where they live. Up there, so clean up
beef.
there.
Well,
It's
and they
like
live on
beef,
lichen, guys.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
eat the cleanest shit around.
So damn good.
I also think, I don't know if you guys, I think like it's sweet.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a sweet meat. I know it's kind of weird to describe it that way, but it's got like a natural sweetness to it. So
Yeah, and so for just going to the cooking side of it, we had ghee. We have ghee with us because ghee can hold, right?
Guy Forget?
Ghee Forget. Ghee Lafleur. Ghee Lafleur.
The flour.
And that's just easy because it's got a high temp point, and if it's cold, it doesn't go bad. It's a little better than butter. Plus, it's healthier.
It did raise the
And
level, I think.
I love cooking that stuff in ghee, and it just gives it that extra fattiness to it. So it was just drop a dollop of ghee and a little seasoning and slice it thin, and man, oh man, was that good.
It's good.
So good.
The other thing, it's when guys go into the backcountry, like you got to have the right tools for the job. You got to know what you're getting into when you go in. Having the right game bag setups, game bags that are antimicrobial, stuff that you can switch out if they get bloody and they dry quickly. Cheesecloth, a little bit old school. It's heavier. It retains some moisture. Like I use totally different bags. And then the ground sheet, like you were talking about, stuff like that, being able to have a good workspace is really important.
Separate the meat out.
Yep, you got to separate it out, and that also helps to keep it clean. Being able to have that designated like little workspace area. For a caribou, it's not that big. It's probably 5 feet by 5 feet, something like that, 5 by 7 maybe. For a moose, you need a hell of a lot more room.
Yeah.
But just having the right tools for the right job, the right knives, all that kind of stuff, like it all goes into it.
Yeah.
Having a good caper. And then having a good skinner, and then even having a good, boning knife.
Yeah.
Like those 3 knives are mission critical when we're out there.
Yep.
Even the gut hook, having a good gut hook. We worked with Buck years ago on their gut hook, and the one that they were making at the time had a really narrow opening. And we ended up, because of how thick the hides are on moose, we actually got them to redesign it and widen the mouth to give more blade and a wider opening, and it seems to work a hell of a lot better. So just those little, having the right tools helps a ton.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I mean, just being prepared for it. Those bags that you had this year, those are the best bags that we've had.
Oh yeah,
over the years. Just
Go Hunt?
Was it Go
So
Hunt?
I had Go Hunt, and I had some Eberly bags.
Eberly and
stuff.
Go Hunt. Yep.
Yeah, the zippered Eberly bags.
Oh,
Those were-
the Eberly bags were bad.
They were
zippered
phenomenal.
Eberly bags were badass.
They were the best that we've had so far.
Yep.
They were so easy.
Yep.
And when it's hard to explain to people, but when you're putting them in the bags, you're trying to keep certain meat separated. Like, okay, here's edible meat that we're going to start with, and then here's kind of hamburger neck. This is like we're trying to plan that out.
And their bags are different sizes.
Exactly,
too,
they're
for
different
that.
sizes. But the other thing that's nice about the ones you had is when you get to the cache, which is a whole episode in itself, you're undoing that stuff, and you're going in those bags, and what with those zippers and the way you had that this year, man, it was like bing, and we could just open it, spread it out, and it wasn't hanging stuff like we've done in the past where the whiskey jacks may get into it. It was phenomenal.
It was super easy. Those bags are easy to clean. Dunk them in the river, throw a rock on them, let them wash out. They dry in no time. And then the other thing too is like the hardest thing, especially when it comes to a moose. Caribou's not bad, but when it comes to a moose, the hardest thing about game bags is trying to get a handle.
Yeah.
To carry the damn things, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times you got the
bunch it up.
You got the leg bone on one side because it's sticking up out of the bag, and then you got to like do the hand wrap on the other corner and twist to try to get leverage. Now they got handles on them. You know, they got reflective handles so you can see them in the dark. They just did an awesome job, and you know, even to like the shape of the bags themselves, like they're shaped to force the meat, because the big thing that matters when you're packing is how compact can you get everything. Because when you're packing meat on your back, you try to get everything aligned as vertically down the center of your body as you possibly can. So if you got meat that's loose and kind of hanging all over the place, it's going to throw your center of balance off. So what they've started to do now is design bags with certain angles and cuts, knowing the meat that's likely to go in there so that it compacts it on its own before you have to put it on your back. So I mean, it's just details, right? Yeah. It's details like that have come from years of experience of guys busting their ass and trying to find a better way. And so, I don't know. I think it makes a difference for me anyway.
Yeah,
it does. And when you're out there and you have manpower to do everything, you don't have motorized vehicles. You don't have, so your brain thinks overtime and how can we make this easier? And over the years, like you said, guys have done that. And it does make life easier in the bush. And when you know guys have engineered companies that engineered products specifically for that.
Simplicity and efficiency. That's what you need.
They were great this year. They were great this year. They packed well on the raft, and we were able to get it all dialed in right there, and took it right on the top the way that we usually do, and we're able to strap everything down. It was clean, and that just helps so much down the road. Just keeping it clean. So it was good. And temperatures we knew were going to be good because it was dropping. So
it was cold. I mean, it was pretty much cold all.
It was starting to drop, so we knew like, all right, let's get it out from the actual animal itself. It's going to start to self-cool, and then once it got, it dropped perfect.
People don't realize how quickly spoilage sets in. And once you start to spoil, it's really, really hard to stop it. I mean, the minute that animal expires, bacteria growth starts right then and there. Like it's already taken place. And the faster it warms, the faster that bacteria grows. And so getting it off of that animal, cold temperatures being what they are, they help, but they're not going to stop it. Like you got to do your job and get it off as quick as you can.
You got to keep it clean. Got to keep it clean.
Yes, and spoilage is nothing to screw around with, especially out there. You work so damn hard for it, you know.
Well, it was good, man. That was finally it happened for us. It was dialed in.
And I think, we packed the rafts and we pushed off, and we weren't exactly sure where Prairie Point is, and that's where we were going, and that's where the next episode begins. This episode ends here. And, just talking a little bit, too, about how these episodes are coming together. Each episode is its own story, and it has its own feel. And I think that's what I like about it. It's got the template of the dropped episodes, but each one's got different music. It's got different scenic shots. It's got just everything's different. And I was able to, I saved a song. There's a couple songs I kind of saved for a successful, and I think those make a big difference, is being able to get creative, for me anyway, with a different type of track or different song or, different shots. I look forward to creatively telling those parts of the story.
I think that part captures the emotion of what we were going through out there. Trying to make the music match the mood. You know what it was like out there, right? It's not just about like, this track sounds cool. It's like, man, how do we carry through what we were feeling onto a screen so that maybe someone could feel something close to it? And tying that all together is pretty cool.
I spend days getting music. It's not just like grab a track and toss it in there. I'll download music find the right tracks. Sometimes we have Calhoun
has
some stuff that we've written together that we integrate. But yeah, I mean, it takes days, and because I shot the whole series and I understand where the music's going to fit in the show and in the scenes during the scene work, I know when I download a song exactly where it's going to go. Yeah. It's rare that there's a lot of droney type music that just kind of goes underneath stuff that, you know, kind of decide when we get to that part of the episode. But a lot of the big song tracks are identified before the edit even starts, you know, and that's what I love about it. You know, is you're so close to this project in every way, from the planning of it to all of us being involved in the production when we're out there, to coming back here and putting it all together. Yep. You know, it's just such an intimate project from beginning to end, and that's, you know, it's so fulfilling. I think it always has been.
And we only have 30 days to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we get what we get, and then we're gone.
Yeah.
And so being able to do it justice, because it's almost like telling the story twice, right? You're telling it through the lens of a camera, but then you got to get in an edit bay and actually bring that together to tell it again.
So, yeah,
it's an awesome process.
Yep. It's unique, unlike anything that people have done in the industry for linear television. Yep. It's completely unique.
Well, when we pushed off and we were headed kind of towards Prayer Point, I know for me, like, I was right back in the hunt.
Oh, yeah.
It just happened once. Hell, it could happen. We might go 100 yards and have it happen again, you know, and that's the part of just, I think, of the trip in and of itself, is you're always in the game. You always feel like you're in the game no matter what. So, you know, we laid it down, and Chris was successful and made an awesome shot, hammered that thing. We got him cut up and cleaned up and off to, let's go. Like, here we go. Let's go
downriver.
I think as soon as we hit the river, again, this is Alaska, we have a plan of where we want to end up, but we were prepared. Anything that happened in between, that's where we were at. Like, we were good. If we didn't went another half a mile around and saw another one, we probably would have stayed right around there. Yeah. Sat camp, done it, like, and then pushed on harder the next day. But it's just like, you have a plan and you just start. Yep. And you just start working the plan.
Well, and I know Prayer Point was like top of mind too, because that was such a special moment for us back when we did this the first time, that I think we were all like, we got to get there. We got to find it. We got to get there. You know, especially because look at what happened the last time we were there. Yeah, like, it was insane. Some of the best moves we've ever had.
To this day, is the most epic thing that's ever happened on the brush for us. I mean,
Season 1, you know, when we really were trying to still figure out what you know, moose hunting was.
It was incredible.
Yeah, well, it was a good episode. It was
a good story. It was definitely cool. It all came together, and the journey, again, the push was worth it. At this point, the journey's been pretty amazing up until this point, and then this was the release of that, the pressure valve. It's the tea kettle. Psst, it starts to go, and you're like, oh, okay, I can just breathe a second. You know, and that pressure's off. So pretty amazing.
Did you get any meat back?
I have, yes. It's a long story.
Oh, boy. It always is.
I'll make it short. He forgot to call me, but he hasn't, and I have to let him know when he's going to ship it Alaska Air, and I have to go to Detroit to pick it up. But he hasn't.
Yelda.
You know, I forgot about that.
No, I called him. I called him actually because I was taking Kylie to go to spring break, and I was like, oh, I'll get it. You do it. I'll pick her up at the airport. I'll do that. He did not send it. It's a little unreliable up there. I said, hey, man, I'm leaving. You know, is it shipped? And he's like, ooh. And then I'm like, well, don't do it now, because then I have to drive back to Detroit. So we've been playing this game for about...
How much is left?
So 5 months.
We ate all the back straps, right?
Yeah, he's got...
honest.
I mean, we only had 3 days.
I know, but we ate.
No, we ate all that. But he's got like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Plus. So it's all in sausage and sticks and all the stuff. So it's already smoked and done, but...
At this point, is it street legal to leave it there and just take it into the brooks with us next year?
Very possible.
Hey, just start with it?
That is a great point.
No, no shit. I mean, I'm be serious. I mean, because at this point, he's going to send it, and I have to go. We have to go to Detroit because that's the only way. Because the shipping to the house was astronomical.
What's the shipping to just
$200 to Alaska Air. It was $850 to
the
have
house?
it delivered to the house.
Yeah, just put on Alaska Air Cargo.
Yeah, it's Alaska Air Cargo. Now, again, I got to drive to Detroit, but if I time it right, it's not a big deal. I'm not making a separate trip, and I'm going down there sooner or later. So, yeah, it's just a matter of working with him. But twice now, I've gone to Detroit and have requested the send, and we've had some. We're back and forth. You know who I'm talking about, too.
Winter up there.
He's a funny character.
He's
a great guy, and he makes unbelievable sausage. But he's a little scattered. So, but we've been working on it, so he's good to go now.
Well, maybe we just take it in with us.
Yeah. So, but we do have it
Start
coming.
a little boo and cheddar on like day one.
Oh man,
so good.
I got all the stuff. We even got the dogs. Remember, we got the caribou, the reindeer hot
Sausage
dogs.
and dogs.
Yeah. Man. So I got a whole stack.
Had
of it.
some of those in Anchorage one time. I'm
I
not
did
going to say where.
yeah. I did get the boo back.
Marty
I got him.
Schottenheimer.
So Wildlife Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
I got him. So
Cool.
Euroed?
Euro, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been going Euro. So we got the boo.
Sweet.
All right, man.
Well, that's it for 9.
That's it for 9. We're rolling into the final episode. So
Final episode, season 9, coming up.
next week, it's the ending of all endings. So stick with us. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Mama say it's a new day song.
Seeing your arrow vanish in the dark is pure adrenaline. Nocturnal makes it clear. Bright, tough, and dead simple to use. Low light or last light. Track your shot all the way through. Shoot Nocturnal.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Accuracy isn't optional. It's survival. Carbon Express arrows are built for serious hunters chasing clean kills and confidence in every shot. Across the Midwest or all through Alaska, it does not matter. Hunt hard and shoot straight. Carbon Express.